Hey everybody, it's me just making a quick video today. I was gonna make a video tomorrow, but just thought I'd make a new video today. It's gonna be my Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 11, where I talk about the WCW World Heavyweight Title. But before I get to that, gotta say that game between the Los Angeles Lakers and Orlando Magic, that was a good game. And my Lakers are just one win away from actually becoming the NBA champions, and Kobe Bryant's gonna finally get that championship ring that he always wanted without Shaq since last year. Without Shaq since he didn't win it last year, and he'll get his chance. And then Phil Jackson has a chance to pass Red Auerbach as the winningest coach of all time, and you could pretty much say that the Lakers got this nailed in. The Lakers got this, got it, and just look for the Lakers to win game 5 on Sunday, because Orlando just didn't show up, and they pretty much gave the Lakers that game. So yeah, look out for the Lakers to win the title, win the next game on Sunday, and become your new 2009 NBA champions. But let's get to this video, which is going to be a wrestling video. This is Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 11, talking about the WCW World Heavyweight Title. Now, this belt started off as the NWA World Heavyweight Title. I mean, this belt started way back in the 1970s, as they were using the NWA name around that time, and it would go on until at least 1990. The early part of 1991, when they renamed, when NWA became WCW, and then NWA eventually turned into ECW. Well, was a part of ECW, and then eventually turned into ECW. But yeah, that's pretty much how that belt got its whole name and stuff from that, and where the origins of the belt came back from. But this belt, the WCW World Heavyweight Title, this was a very good belt when it had its credibility. You had so many guys win this belt and get some credibility to this belt. You had Ric Flair win it in 91. You had Lex Luger win it in 91. You had Sting win it in 92. Vader win it in 92. Ron Simmons win it in 92. Vader winning it back in 92. Sting winning it in 92. Vader winning it back in 92. Ric Flair winning it in 93. Ric Flair winning the vacant title after he beat Steamboat at Spring Stampede 1994, which was a very good matchup. You had Hulk Hogan beat Ric Flair in 1994 at the Bash at the Beach, and what I thought was probably one of the best matchups between the two, as if you've seen their WWF, the first encounter match between the two in the WWF, really that wasn't really a very good matchup, and I consider their Bash at the Beach matchup to be the best match between the two. But that's just my opinion. And then of course you had the Giant, you had Hulk Hogan, you had the Giant win it, but then the title was vacant. And then of course you had Randy Savage win it in World War III. You had Ric Flair win it in 95, Savage win it in 95, Ric Flair win it in 95, Hulk Hogan win it in 96, Lex Luger winning it in 97, Hulk Hogan winning it in 97, Sting winning it in 97. And then of course the same guys again. You had Bill Goldberg kind of bringing some credibility to that belt, as there was credibility, but he brought even more credibility to the belt when he had that undefeated streak and beat Hulk Hogan for the belt. You had Kevin Nash, of course, win the belt and be the first man to defeat Goldberg. And then of course you know what happened with the finger poke of doom. And then of course Hogan won it, Ric Flair won it in 99, DDP won it in 99. You had Sting win it in 99. And then you had DDP win it back the same night that Sting won the belt. You had Kevin Nash win it in 99, Hulk Hogan win it in 99, Sting win it in 99, Bret Hart in 99, Chris Benoit in 2000. As the belt was vacant, you had Sid Vicious win it after Chris Benoit left WCW. At Kevin Nash in 2000, Sid Vicious, Jeff Jarrett, DDP, and I can go on and on and on with the list. But you pretty much get the feel that this belt just has so many guys win it, and so many guys just build their name off of this WCW title, and that's what made the belt so credible. Is you had so many big names win the belt, and so many of these guys went on to become Hall of Famers. And then of course you had guys feud over the belt and help establish feuds, which gave the belt some more prestige and importance, as you had Ric Flair and Lex Luger feud over the belt as they were feuding over the Horseman thing. You had Sting and Vader had so many good matches, and their rivalry culminated with this belt. You had Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat feud over this belt in part of '94, which was an awesome feud, by the way. You had Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair feud over the belt '94 and '99, although their '94 feud was better than their '99 feud, because really around '99, Ric Flair was pretty much, Hulk Hogan was pretty much, the injuries were kind of taking its toll on Hulk Hogan, and you could pretty much see in all his matches. And then of course you had Randy Savage and Ric Flair have feud over the belt, which was a really good feud, and they picked up from what happened back in 1992 when they were feuding, basically the same feud with Elizabeth thrown in there, but it was even better. And then of course you had Sting and Hulk Hogan pretty much feud over the belt, as Hulk Hogan was doing the NWO thing and Sting was doing the whole Crow gimmick, leaving WCW and then coming back with the Crow gimmick, and then trying to bring prestige back to WCW by having the match with Hulk Hogan at Starrcade 1997, in my opinion, which was really one of the most disappointing wrestling matches I ever seen, because you had some false finishes, and then Hulk Hogan didn't want to put Sting over, but still they feuded over that belt. You had Bill Goldberg and Kevin Nash start their feud, but of course the belt wouldn't be involved, but it all started with the belt when Kevin Nash ended Goldberg's feud. And then you had DDP feud over the belt with Kevin Nash, and then he feuded with Sting. And then of course you had Bret Hart Bret Hart and Goldberg feud over the belt. You had Sid Vicious and Chris Benoit feud over it, Jeff Jarrett and Booker T, and then Scott Steiner and Booker T. Those two really had so many good feuds in WCW. Those two had a really good feud in WCW, just basically over the whole WCW World Heavyweight Title, and I pretty much enjoyed it. And it's a shame that those two had their feud in the dying days of WCW, and then of course you had the WWF bring the WCW title back, but really it wasn't the same, as many people just didn't take that belt seriously. In my opinion, they really didn't take it serious, mainly because of the fact of what happened in '99 when that finger poke of doom. But still, this was a very good belt. So many guys built their names off of this belt. So many guys made their names off of this belt. And then of course you had feuds, some famous feuds over this belt. Then you had some guys who really didn't win, who really didn't have no business winning the belt, which was Vince Russo, who went on to win the belt. And then of course David Arquette, probably one of the worst moves WCW ever did, was putting the belt on Vince Russo and then putting it on David Arquette. Don't know what they were thinking, but WCW was trying to get ratings and trying to do some innovative stuff back in 2000, but pretty much it was already too little too late, and the fans weren't really buying into it, and people like me weren't really buying into it, and you can just see that WCW was dying because of that, because they weren't taking the WCW World title seriously, as they were trying to get the belt its credibility back after the whole Kevin Nash and finger poke of doom thing. But of course Vince Russo wanted to do something different, and that destroyed the whole credibility again with the WCW title. But still, this was a very good belt, helped establish feuds. You had guys who had no business winning the belt. You had guys who made their names off of this belt. And really, this was the belt that pretty much put WCW on the map with some of the good world title matches, whether it was Sting and Vader or Goldberg and Hollywood Hogan for historical purposes, and then many more. But people tend to forget this belt mainly because of the belt getting spit on in '99 and the belt just losing its prestige with the bad champions. But many people should just remember this belt for the good feuds and help building stars. Anyhow, that's me.